Hello. I'm using a a backpack full of art supplies to prop this upward. Um, it's been a while, and I haven't touched base, and I realized that. Um, I am trying my best to stay focused on the creative side projects of the zines, which I will go into in a moment. But I think just the sheer amount of things that I'm doing, I don't have time to overthink. So it's not that I'm still not processing things. I'm not still, navigating a lot. It's just that I'm doing it much more um, healthfully, I think, probably, um, and just kind of navigating as best as I can. I mean, it helps that the news is, Trump's not in office, so you don't have to be worried about the insurrection and all of that shit. Really had me on edge for a few days, but I was trying not to give it too much power. So being concerned about it, obviously, but also knowing where I can control things and where I can't. So yeah, I'm just navigating in a much different way than a few weeks ago, and I find that that's really refreshing to turn around quite quickly without ignoring the problems. So it's still in my mind the things that I need to work on, the things that I need to fix, but I'm also not obsessing over them and trying to change them rapidly. So other than Biden taking office and that helping alleviate some stress, I have recently applied for some new jobs that I'm quite excited if I would be eligible for. It's interesting when you stop thinking of yourself in a certain light and you start pushing yourself to be a different version. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, I thought I was stuck in food service and tourism. And now I'm seeing that there are other avenues that if someone takes a chance, maybe I don't have the best experience in, but that it could provide good insight for both parties, basically. I won't say too much more because I'm not really, it's only one job that I'm very excited about, and the possibilities of me getting it are probably slim to none. I'm not putting that out in the universe, but let's be realistic. It is one job, and there are many people unemployed. So, thus, the fact that I had a job that excited me to apply for gave me hope that things are coming. Yeah, the zines. So a lot of things are happening as I do it. I have bought more supplies. I have my own printer now. I have, let's be honest, it's just a small printer, nothing crazy. But I've gotten other art supplies to kind of help round out the processes that I want to do. I have, since the last time that I spoke, I have done an interview. I have transcribed an hour and a half interview down to a few page article. I have compiled a zine in zine format. I have chosen photos. I have completely laid it out. It is printed. I have a copy. I can hint that I have a copy here that I won't show. It has greatly changed from where I started. I originally thought of putting all these ideas into one zine and having it be, every 2 months coming out, every 3 months coming out. But now I'm doing, each zine is focused on one creative person in Iceland. So it's basically a profile. Just so everyone knows kind of like zine, what is. Think more basic. So the zine that I have completed, it is 3 computer pages printed front and back, but each page has 2 pages on one side. So each page has 4 pages, which makes that 12 pages of a zine. I have chosen to do this format because, first off, the way in which I went to print, you have to print in multiples of 4 because that's just how the paper is. And the more that I thought of adding more, then I was like, okay, am I forcing this too much? And so, for the first time ever in my art, I've tried to show some constraint and I've tried to pull back. So, I'm literally going to make zines that are just these profiles of creative people. Um, However, going forward, I don't think it's going to be rare exports. Lots of big changes. Rare exports is basically going to be the press that I use to hold all of my zines under one umbrella term. Um, and I'm going to bring other people into this press and compile a team, and then we either create titles or source titles from Iceland, and we bring them to whoever wants them in the world. Um, I'm going to be working on the profiles of people. I am going to be working on my own poetry and photography zines, just for fun, maybe of my vacations. I want to put some zines out that are more user friendly. I might put some out that have more adult content and playing with photography and words of a more mature nature. I'm not sure what that means yet. I literally just had that idea today. And I have about 3 other ideas for main zines, and then I'm also still working on the mini zines. So these are, super small, basically the same idea. There's 6 pages, these ones, that I fold up and illustrate. And yeah, I'm gonna start making these more professionally. I'm gonna try to, make sure that the paper is even and that kind of stuff, and perfect it so that I can also source these if people are interested. And yeah, and then from there, I have other tricks up my sleeve. I have, all the content that I did not use for this first issue of the zine, I'm thinking of making as bonus content for a Patreon. I am just really plowing away at this idea. Usually when I have a creative idea, I do maybe half an hour to an hour of dedication to see how it turns out. And if it doesn't turn out anywhere what I expected, I get disappointed and I give up. I'll admit that in printing the zine that I've created, I've already wanted to give up a few times. It's really hard to tell yourself, okay, calm down, just let's go back to the drawing board, let's figure out what's going on, setting up a printer and learning how to print and, buying a long reach stapler and learning how to, just the little things basically. But everything is in a much better state than it was a week ago. And every time I think I'm going to give up, I end up plowing through it. And I think that that's because this is really where my interests lie, which is very strange because in my life, my art has taken many forms. It has taken writing and poetry and essays. It has taken photography and gel transfers and different types of experimental types of photography, pinhole. And that has been combined with my love to play with pop culture and reblog and make Insta posts and playlists. And so this is really a culmination of all of my interests into one thing that I have complete control over and that I get to share with the world of something I'm excited about. The hope would eventually be to take a bunch of the profiles that I create and make a book, make a hardbound book of essays of just people around Iceland, and yeah, make it more professional as time goes on. I want to start by pressing my own and doing that, and eventually investing maybe in a laser printer, and still do zines the way that I want to do them, the way that I'm currently doing them. However, I also want to think in the future, if I have some success, how can I expand this to make it even more of a thing? So yeah, I won't do too much more talking. I'm in a really good place. Everything is going really smoothly. And yeah, I'm optimistic that everything is going according to plan now. So on that note, I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you're also, getting through it and exploring and doing your thing. And I hope that you keep an eye on me, on my projects. My main Instagram is just for my friends and family to see like vacation photos and stuff. Translated Mess. This one is my blog to talk about my feelings and the more personal things. And then I have Rare Exports. Rare underscore exports is going to be the zine press front. So any kind of creative news is going to start going more there. With regards to physical pressings and things like that and the process. So yeah, stay tuned and let's see what we can create. And if you needed a sign for that thing that you've been putting off, this is your sign. I cannot tell you how crazy freeing it's been to relieve myself of the never-ending thoughts of you're not good enough. I still have those thoughts daily, but I am literally saying, no, I believe in this idea. I think I can make this happen into something bigger. And that's that. So thank you for joining me in this ride and this process of figuring shit out. I am going to put out a playlist hopefully this week, as well as maybe I will create more blog content now that my focus on the zine is more about just perfecting little things and then setting up more interviews. You know, I'm kind of in a downtime, so maybe I will try to use this to kind of relate what's going on in the world with me. Okay.